our top focus this evening, Turkish president had declared that the naked truth about Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi's death will be out. But today, when he addressed the parliament, he failed to provide any new leads. But he confirmed that Jamal Khashoggi was killed in cold blood inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. This story has been making headlines across the world. The Turkish president made it clear that the Saudi journalist was a victim of a gruesome murder, one which must not be covered up. He informed his parliament about the sequence of events as investigated by them. On October 2nd, when Jamal Khashoggi entered the Saudi consulate, his fate was sealed. The Saudi hit squad was already in place.
First of all, starting from the day prior to the day of the murder, different planes were taken by a total of 15 Saudi safety, intelligence and forensics experts who came to our country. 6 of this team leave on October 2nd at 18:20. 7 of them leave on the same day at 22:50, taking private planes. And also another person who was given the impression or the look of Mr. Jamal Khashoggi with his outfit, with his glasses and the beard. This individual and the individual accompanying him also took a scheduled flight after midnight to Riyadh.
The Saudis have pinned the blame on 15 members who executed the crime, some of whom have been sacked already. But who masterminded the premeditated murder? There's a question even Turkey is asking Riyadh. Turkish president said that acting against the men who carried out the crime is not enough. Having said that, they must face a trial in Turkey. Erdogan also made it clear that the Vienna Convention that protects diplomatic officials is up for discussion in this case.
This murder, yes, was indeed committed in the Saudi consular building, which is considered as Saudi soil. But one must not forget that that area is within the boundaries of the Republic of Turkey. Also, the Vienna Convention and other rules of international law do not allow the investigation of such a vicious murder to be prevented by resorting to the shield of diplomatic immunity. Of course, we will investigate this murder, which was committed inside our country in all of its aspects. We will look into it and we will do whatever is necessary. On the other hand, of course, Jamal Khashoggi was a Saudi national, but on top of that, he was a world-renowned journalist. And this, of course, gives us an international responsibility.
What's interesting to note is that the Turkish president not once mentioned Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. He confirmed he spoke to King Salman in October and said that he doesn't doubt his sincerity. But as Erdogan called Khashoggi's murder a political killing, he did not show any faith in the Crown Prince's innocence or the probe being conducted by Riyadh. Now, Turkish president had promised nothing but the naked truth. Speaking in Turkish parliament, Erdogan thundered journalist Jamal Khashoggi's murder was planned days in advance. The Turkish president asserted those responsible must be tried in Turkey itself. However, not much was presented in the parliament by way of proof. That said, the Turkish president has raised some pertinent questions. And though Saudi Arabia's king must answer those questions, the responsibility also lies with Turkey, where the Saudi journalist was murdered. These are the 4 questions President Erdogan asked. Number 1. Where is Khashoggi's body? And despite consensus that Khashoggi was murdered, his body is yet to be located. The next question. Why did Saudi Arabia issue incoherent statements? It's no secret Saudi Arabia stated that Khashoggi had left the consulate on the day of the murder. Then a new theory was floated that he was killed in a fist fight, until finally Saudi Arabia's foreign minister acknowledged Khashoggi's killing was a grave mistake. The next question. Why was the consulate closed on the day of killing? This question is something only Saudis can answer. Diplomatic immunity doesn't mean a consulate official can do whatever they want. The next question, who is the local conspirator? The Turkish president also wants to know, if the Saudi Arabia's hit squad had local support. Turkish authorities will have to investigate to answer this question. Thanks to its climate and geology, South Africa is an incredibly rich source of fossils. With recent discoveries bringing whole new species to light, the country is becoming known as a paradise for paleontologists. Take a look at this report.
These archaeologists are on a short hike, but it could take them back 200 million years into the past. The team from Wits University is hunting for previously unknown species. They began after a student of Professor Jonah Chouanier found a fossil near the border with Lesotho in 2015.
She just found a few bones coming out. We started to excavate it, and we brought it back to the lab, and it turned out to be the hip of a species we'd never seen before.
The new discovery was one of the earliest relatives of modern crocodiles, which were the dominant carnivores on Earth at the time.
Imagine a crocodile crossed with a lion. Sort of very large, quadrupedal, legs right under the body, with these massive big jaws. Like I said, a very intimidating animal.
This prehistoric crocodile had never been found before in South Africa. The discovery has added to the country's reputation as a paleo paradise and caused excitement among a new generation of African scientists.
We have all these amazing things in our country, and we can show the world all the things we have. And I would like to eventually be able to tell the full story of just the evolution of crocs.
The fossils must be properly studied, and it can take years for a new species to be fully accepted by the scientific community. Such a breakthrough is a major achievement for any paleontologist.
It's not every day we describe a new species of dinosaur, and I mean, it's obviously like one of the most fun parts of the job is saying, here's something that science didn't know about yesterday.
Chouanier and his team have already discovered that massive sauropod dinosaurs evolved to walk on 4 legs earlier than previously thought. Over 2/3 of South Africa's landmass is thought to hold fossils. Paleontologists will be busy here for years to come, trying to shed new light on the giants that once roamed the Earth.
Now, slow internet speed is something we all dread. Don't we always look for reasonable speed so that we can watch videos without any buffer, browse better, and can have a fast digital life? But sadly, when it comes to 4G speed, we in India are far away from what the world is experiencing, and therefore we can't wait to get our hands on the 5G network. Our next report helps you understand how 5G will make your internet experience better, and when people across the globe, including India, can get access to it.
All of us struggle with poor internet speeds. For some of us, it's a daily battle. Ask yourself, how many times do you need to move around so that your phone can catch a proper signal? How often do you encounter a not-so-smooth playout on YouTube? How many times do you find that the web page that you're on doesn't load even though your phone says full network? Clearly, 4G in India isn't as fast as it should be. It's a big reason why we can't wait for the 5G network to arrive. Which brings us to the next question. Will the 5G network be our savior, protecting us from sluggish internet speeds? The answer is yes, because the next generation 5G network is said to be up to 100 times faster than the current 4G networks. Are you wondering just how fast that would be? These examples will help you understand super fast 5G better. 5G would enable you to download a 3-hour-long HD movie in a couple of seconds, which usually takes around 10 minutes on a good 4G network. And video calls will be as seamless as face-to-face conversations. In other words, with 5G, you will be able to download powerful games, 4K videos, and other heavy content at a fraction of the time that it currently takes. 5G technology will not only make communication faster and the multimedia experience better, but it will also revolutionize a few industries like the automobile industry and healthcare. And now comes the most important question. When can we start using 5G networks? While 5G is expected to be rolled out in some countries by 2019, it will not be available in India before 2020. If you were wondering how expensive it would be to use the next generation mobile technology, that is something which can only be determined closer to the rollout date. But one thing is clear. Once we get 5G, the internet will not be the same again.